You chose the topic tonight. The topic will be Days of Moshiach, the resurrection of the dead. We are getting closer to those days by the minute. The way the world is maturing now to the last round. It's been many battles, many wars, many problems in the last thousands of years. But finally everything is gathering now into a situation that all the prophecies that we're going to review now are maturing. We are actually in this time. The Torah says that when God created the world, He created the world in 6 days, and the seventh day was Shabbat, right? It's like there was nothing created on the seventh day. And because the world was created in 6 days, every day in a creation is equal like 1,000 years. So that means for every day in a creation, God gave us 1,000 years of life here. And according to the Jewish calendar, we are now in a year 5,768. Soon, in 3 months, it's going to be Rosh Hashanah. It's going to be 5,769, which means that there is maximum 232 years maximum from now until the year 6,000. What's going to happen in the year 6,000? The 6 days of the creation will be over. So 1,000 years for each day. That means if we are going to calculate it, this is the way it's working. If you take 6,000 years and divide it to 24, so that means each day has 4 quarters. If a day it's 1,000 years, if you divide it to 4, so each quarter is 250 years, right? So now if 5,000 years are behind us already, they passed. So from the 24 quarters, right, 6,000 years, it's 24 quarters, 250 years each quarter. 24 times 250 gives us 6,000. So now, from the 24 parts, 23 are already behind us. Because remember, 5,000 years, that's 20 quarters right there, right? And because in each 1,000 you have 4 quarters. So 5,000 times 4, it's 20 quarters behind us. Now we are in the year 758, in the last 1,000. We have 6 different thousands, right? So that means 3 more quarters are passed. So how much? What do we have left? We have only 1 left. 23 quarters are behind us. We are now inside the last 250 years. The last one. 250 years. How many years we in it? 8 years. That's what Chazal says, Acharit Hayamim. The days of the end. Acharit in Hebrew means end. Acharit Hayamim. The Gemara is full of prophecies, what's going to happen in these days of Acharit Hayamim. The truth is, if there's anything that Hashem did not want us to know 100% is the end. The end of this world. God did not tell us how exactly it's going to happen. There are many possibilities that we have if you read inside the Gemara, the Zohar, the Torah, the Talmud Yerushalmi and Talmud Bavli. We have many options. Also in the prophets, many options how God is going to finish this material world. How is it going to happen exactly? We don't know. The Torah says that Yaakov was gathering his sons before he died, Yaakov Avinu, and he wanted to tell them how the end's going to look, how it's going to be. And Hashem confused them and he couldn't see the end. He lost it and he couldn't say. It's very interesting because those people who make seance with a glass, they communicate with the dead people. The dead people, they answer a lot of things. They ask them questions and they give information. Every time they've been asking them about the end of the world, about Mashiach, about those things, the glass explodes. It's no permission for the dead people to say anything about it. It's exploding, the glass. I know more than one person that the people, we're not allowed to do it, obviously, to communicate with the dead people, but there are people who are doing it anyway. And it's already a well-known fact that when they try to ask questions about Mashiach, what happened is the glass explodes. There's no answers, which is very interesting. But the reason God didn't want us to know exactly how it's going to be and exactly when it's going to be, because if we will know, it will eliminate our free choice completely. If you know that in that particular date the Geulah will start, the salvation will begin on Tishrei in 2 years from now, yeah, we still have time to make tshuva. Rabbi, what's the rush? Let's celebrate, let's enjoy, let's make our sins. 5-6 months before the end, we're all going to leave our job. We come to you to Muncie, prepare us a place in yeshiva. 6 months before, we'll learn, believe me, 25 hours a day we'll learn. We enter the time of Mashiach in the best situation. After 5-6 months of Torah around the clock, mikveh every day, watching our eyes, not getting angry, not fighting with anyone, don't care about money, take all the money that we save all these years, we give it out now for donation. Believe me, we'll come to the time of Mashiach in the best situation. Then you don't deserve a reward. You don't. Why? It's like business, of course. You put the money here, you get double. You put it again, you get double. You put all your money there. It's not because you tzaddik. Same thing the other way around. If you start your car on Shabbat and it explodes in your face, and then your friend does the same thing, boom, it explodes in his face. The third person that saw 2 cars just explode, so wait a minute, my car, 20 years I saved for this Mercedes, 20 years, you know how many hours I walk, Rabbi, until I finally will be able to show off here in Ocean Parkway how I drive with this car. God forbid I have a scratch. He doesn't tell his friends that he doesn't have money for gas, as long as he has Mercedes, whatever. So the point is, if this guy will see that 2 cars explode, of course he's not going to start his car. All these things, knowing the future, automatically eliminating the free choice. And the whole purpose of this creation was to put us in a test. The only way you can be in a test if you have a free choice. If you're a robot, that's not a test. Someone is pressing the buttons up there, move you left and right. You don't deserve reward. You understand? He moves you. It's a remote control. Go 5 steps, stop. Turn the light on Shabbat, boom, I hit you. What do you want from me? It's your fault. I'm a robot. Of course, everybody understands. None of us is a robot. It's 100% in our hand what we're going to do. So the reason that we don't know when Mashiach's going to come exactly, we know approximately, but we don't know exactly, because if somebody would know exactly, it would be basically the world. Automatically that moment would lose its purpose. There's no point of keeping all these people here because the test is ruined. They're not going to be able to be in a test. Everybody knows when the end of the world will be. However, even though we don't know 100%, we have signs that the Gemara gave us what's going to happen in the generation that Mashiach comes. Now I want to clarify a few things to you because you don't really understand and what generation the Gemara was written. So for those who didn't know, the Gemara was written approximately less than 2,000 years ago, but it was a period of 400 years until from the time that the Chachamim started to say the oral Torah, the Torah shebe'al peh, until the Rav Ashi and Rabina concluded the Talmud HaBavli in Babylon, in Bavel, in Iraq. But the Jerusalem Talmud was written before. It was finished before. But the Babylonian Talmud was finished after. So, when the Gemara was written, it was such a generation that every woman on the street was very modest. Very modest. Even the non-Jews, nobody dared to dress the way they are. People had great manners. People respect one another. We don't have to go 2,000 years back. We can only go 50 years back. 50 years ago, your grandfathers, in their generation, in a generation of your grandfathers, nobody had a chutzpah like today. Nobody was violent like today. There was no drugs epidemic everywhere. If somebody smoked a cigarette in 8th grade, it was a big criminal already. Today, the teacher gives him a cigarette in a class. Hey, Hey, Pa, give me a cigarette. No problem, he smokes in his class. Why? It became normal. Let's see an unbelievable prophecy that the Gemara had, what's going to be in the time of Mashiach. The Gemara gave all the signs. Let's see. If you really pay attention to the details, you see that 50 years ago, none of these conditions, none of them were here. They were all started in the last 20, 25 years, one after the other. First, the Gemara gave a sign. What's the sign? The Gemara say, "Beikveta b'Meshicha." In the time of Mashiach, chutzpah isge. Somebody can make the kids maybe a little bit more quieter. They're going to ruin the entire video. These kids are enjoying and we're suffering, you see. Okay, so, alright, so now, the Gemara says, the chutzpah isge. People will have an unbelievable amount of chutzpah. Rude. People are rude. Angry. They talk back. They talk fresh. They have disrespect. You see it everywhere today. People don't have patience. Somebody didn't hear you well, you already get angry. What do you mean? You told me 2 bagels. Well, what's going on? You're afraid to talk today. Today, if you give a look to somebody on a subway and he doesn't like you, he kills you. Yes, he's killing you right there. You're going to give him a look. What are you looking at? He pull up a knife and he stab you to death. What do you think? So the point is that today, this is what the Gemara says, Ikveta de Mashiach. One of the signs is that almost everybody will have chutzpah. Almost everyone. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2, Ayoker Ya'amir, inflation. Everything will be expensive. The prices are going higher and higher. Not only gas, everything. You come to the store, yesterday bagel was 45 cents. Come the next day, 90 cents. What happened? That's the way it is. You come to the store, you buy a roll, it's $45. You come the next day, $65. What happened? Everything goes up like crazy. Not one thing stayed the same price. Almost every day as we speak, prices are changing non-stop in Israel, here, Europe, everywhere. The people don't make any more money. Most people make the same amount of money or even less than before. Now it's very serious time that the value of the things goes down to zero. There's no value to the money. You work just to get to work and come back. Sometimes it costs you half of what you make. If you live in Staten Island, you want to work in Brooklyn, you pay $10 on a toll, plus gas, plus lunch. Here you go. Almost all your money that you made all day working in a store, gone. Doesn't pay to go to work. Understand? That's the situation in this country. It's never been like this. And in Israel, believe it or not, the situation is even tighter than here. So that's called Ayoker Ya'amir. Everything will go high, skyrocket. The next sign is the Gefen Titenet Pirya. The grapes will be plenty of grapes. And the wine will still be very expensive. Even though there's tons of grapes, they throw in Israel tons of grapes to the ocean. Tons. They don't want to bring it to the market because it's going to drop the price to zero. It's too much. So they throw a lot in order for the merchandise to be on a market to have a value, that it's paid for them to bring it. If it's going to be a pound of grapes, a quarter, doesn't pay. They put 1,000 pounds of grapes on a truck. It's only a pound. They lose money. The gas, the ride, the driver, all these things, they're not going to make money. So what are they going to do with all these grapes? If they bring it to the market, there will be plenty. The price will drop to zero. So what do? They throw it to the oceans. And still go to buy a bottle of wine. It's crazy. The prices are crazy. And what do we see from this? That it's something that doesn't make sense, but we still see that it's happening as we speak. Then the next sign will be Amalchut te'afech leminut. The kingdom in Israel will become all anti-religious people. People are against the Torah and against God. If you know really a little bit the situation in Israel today, almost everyone from the 120 members in the Knesset is anti-religion. Every day, every week, they vote constantly against the Torah. If once in a while they vote for the Torah, not because they love the Torah, it's because it's a politician to politician, it's deals. We're going to vote for you, you the religious people will vote for us. And it's all deals. But really, if it was up to them, if the religious people wouldn't be like a bone in their neck, right, in their throat, then they would vote against the Torah from A to Z. They will destroy the Torah if it was up to them. The reason that they steal a little bit, sometimes with the Torah, is only because it's a deal. We're going to vote that there's not going to be public transportation on Shabbat, in order for you to vote that this minister that is supposed to go to jail will not go to jail. So if you vote that he's not going to go to jail, we'll let you go free on Shabbat. This is the way it is. But if it was up to them, forget it. You would not have one religious law in Israel. They will cancel and destroy everything. And this is it. Not to talk about the curses that they're cursing, the violence, the fist fights that they go, the unbelievable things that they speak against Hashem in the Knesset, against the Torah, against all these things. Nobody could dream. 2,000 years ago, nobody could even dream that one day in the history of the Jewish nation, one day there will be 120 clowns controlling the country. Nobody would ever dream such a thing. Because remember, when those things were written in the Israeli Knesset, the 120 people that were sitting there were 120 huge rabbis. Among them, some of the great prophets. Those were the leaders when this was written. And they say, before Moshiach come, in this place in Yerushalayim, there will be 120 clowns. All of them hate God, one by one. All of them anti-Hashem. All of them thieves, liars, stealing, non-stop. How did I know? It's against all odds. That's a sign that we are on the way, because today it's 100%, like the way they say it. Then the next sign is, En tochecha. No one has the guts and the nerve to say musar to the people, ethics. Today, who are the favorite rabbis? Which rabbis attract hundreds of people to their lectures today? Those who say beautiful words of wisdom, with many, many jokes. Ah, it's so funny. Wow, I enjoy it. Beautiful. 10, 20 jokes in a lecture. Everybody's laughing. What a show. Somebody who speaks about the truth. Someone who mentioned the word punishment. Someone who mentioned the word hell. What's life after life? What's going to happen to the wicked people? Oh, wow, what an X they put on him. This one is fanatic. Stay away from him. It's crazy. This is Iran. This is old-fashioned. Come on, we are in the 21st century today. Don't talk words like this. Why are you telling us these words? You know, I didn't sleep all night because of you last night. What can you do? You read it from the Torah. You read word by word from the book of God. No, we don't care God. We came for God. We came for our pleasure. It's a show. Most people, unfortunately, come to the lectures today to meet a girl. That's why I know all of you are righteous. Because this is a lecture only for boys, and still all of you showed up. That means, Baruch Hashem, you came L'Shem Shammai. But other lectures, everybody has an illusion, tonight I'm going to find my wife. So Baruch Hashem, he comes for the wife. How do you know? I have places, the guys come 15 minutes before I begin to talk, they first come to check the place. If they see somebody nice, they will suffer 2 hours in the lecture. What can I do? You know? But if they don't see something nice, they make sure to run away right away before I start. Because if I start already, they're embarrassed to live in the middle. So they want to make sure they do it before. But the en tochecha, if you come to a person and say, hey, why you cheat in a business? Don't you know Hashem is getting very upset at this? Don't tell me what to do. Who do you think you are? Oh, are you my rabbi? I didn't ask you to tell me what to do. Listen, I don't know what I'm going to do to you. Don't come ever here again. Right? Right or wrong? What it should be, oh, thank you so much. You know, I wasn't thinking. Thank you for lighting my eyes. I'm going to work on it. You're right, I'm stealing, I'm cheating. Maybe I should really work on it. Why am I doing this? I know that nothing will left by me in the end. Stealing, it's not a solution. Thank you for telling me. Don't hesitate. Every time you see me doing something wrong, please come. Be very tough with me. I didn't see one guy. I had a guy, he's not here for whatever reason. He called me today before the lecture. So I want to bring some of my friends, but I only want to know one thing before I come. Are you going to be the real you today, or are you going to be too nice? So what do you mean? No, you're going to be strict or not? I was afraid what to say. If I say I'm going to be strict, maybe you won't bring the guy. But I know this guy likes strict. So I said, what do you want me to be? He said, I want you to be the way you are, strict. Tell them the truth. I said, okay, I'll be strict. You're right, because I don't want to come all the way. I'm coming from far away. I'm bringing this guy. I want him to hear the truth. I don't want just another nice lecture. I want them to hear the truth. These people live in illusion. I say, fine, we'll make it a strict lecture. So anyway, what I'm saying to you is, you can count on one hand in every lecture how many people really are honest with themselves. How many people are really searching for the truth. How many people are willing to make sacrifices in their life for the truth. How many people the truth of God is above their convenience, is above their life plan, it's above their parents, it's above their wives and children. How many? Where? Show me this hero that say, Rabbi, I don't care about anyone. First Hashem and then the rest. If Hashem told me go in this direction and my parents are screaming, no, 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 come with us to the other direction. With all the respect to my parents, I'm with Hashem. It's hard to find people like this. Rabbi, it's my parents. How can I tell them no? You understand? Or, Rabbi, it's my wife. My wife become upset. You know, if I do this, my wife is depressed. She doesn't like it. She wants to walk like this half naked on the street. She wants to go to all these restaurants that have a sign kosher, but the food is dog meat. But the sign is kosher. You can eat the sign if you want. The sign is glad kosher. You know the jokes out there. They say, Rabbi, don't you see all the rabbis on the wall? How are you asking if it's kosher? Look, Baba Sali, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rav Kadori, Rav Ovadia, Rav Ziz, Rav Ziz. If these rabbis would be in charge of the restaurant and you be on the wall, your picture on the wall, then I'm going to feel safer. Since you're on the register and they're on the wall, you got to check very good what's happening there inside the kitchen. You have no idea what's going on in the restaurants. You have no idea. Finally, if there's a kosher mashgiach that really wants to do the job right, in less than a week or two, they get rid of him. Because it's like a pin in the neck. This guy is on our way. Cannot do whatever we want. Look at him. Everything he has a comment. Hey, Rabbi, we're paying you to be quiet here, not to tell us what to do. But what do you mean? I don't want you to eat worms. Give me, I'm going to clean the lettuce. It's thousands of worms in each leaf. Let me clean it. No, what are you, crazy? It's going to take us forever. Why? We don't have time. We gotta serve a lot of food. What about kosher? Kosher, come on, Rabbi, it's business. Business comes before. No. So, another sign, the Gemara says, Bet vad yafech leznut, we say that the people over there will be a bunch of clowns and prostitutes. Agalil yecharev, the Galil will be destroyed. It's almost happened in this war. You know how many rockets the Hezbollah shot in the Galil? Thousands of missiles and rockets on the Galil. Who knows? Now they're preparing for the next war. The next war, they're only going to have much more serious missiles. You understand? So now who knows what's going to be. But this is one of the signs that the Galil is going to be destroyed. The word destroyed not necessarily mean completely. It's enough that 10, 20 or 50 buildings will be damaged. That's already destroyed. Partially destroyed. The Galil yecharev. There will be a revolution, a mess in the Galil. And by the way, you should know that today the Galil we have a serious problem. The Arabs are growing and the Jews are leaving the Galil. Soon, there's more Arabs in the Galil than Jews. There are villages full of Arabs. They all hate Israel. Each Arab in Israel is a Hamas terrorist. You should know that. Don't ever think that those who sit quiet at home, they're happy that the Jews are winning, or that they're upset that the Arab blow up the bus. They're sitting home and give candies and hugging and kissing. That's what they do. The last two terrorist attacks, two Arab Israeli citizens with Israeli resident ID from East Jerusalem, Arab residents. They come to every place Chofshi. They have a residence, like a green card. They go in Israel. They made the last two terrorist attacks. Previous attacks, they cooperate. They help them. They drive them. They put them in a trunk. They bring them to the place. They let them sleep in a house. They hide them after. They cooperate with them. They're just waiting for the opportunity that the terrorists will be stronger than Israel, and then they're going to burn the entire country in one day. So it's like a time bomb in the heart of Israel. And that's what happened. Just think about it. In New York, you have, I don't know, maybe 500,000 Chinese. All Chinatown. You have in Main Street. There are neighborhoods of many Chinese people. Just for the argument's sake. Just think that this Chinese people is a potential time bomb. They're just waiting for the opportunity. If China will go into a war with America and win, they'll burn New York from the inside. What are you going to do? If you have 500,000 Chinese going in the street, burning everything, putting bombs, burning cars, what are you going to do? How are you going to stop them? There's no way to do. So now every day that we're surviving, it's a miracle from Hashem. Because all the odds are against us. We are surrounding from the north Hezbollah, from the south Egypt, from the east Jordan, inside of us the Hamas and all the terrorists. For everywhere you go, you're surrounded by them. You cannot run 10 miles away without seeing them. Inside, everywhere you go. And it's a miracle we're still surviving. On top of it, that our government is still corrupted. Everyone is a liar. Everyone is a thief. Everyone has at least 10 pending investigations against him in the Israeli police. How are you going to run a country like this? How long are we going to be able to survive? 5 more years? 10 more years? The Galil Yecharev. And this is one of the signs. One other sign before Mashiach come. Irechet imaesu. People who are righteous, that are speaking strict for the truth, waking up the people to become religious, nobody would like them. Oh, again, this Rabbi, come on, what are you telling me? Now you cannot brush your hair on Shabbat. What is this? Come on, it's a different world. You tell me I cannot take the elevator on Shabbat? You tell me I cannot cook, or because the goy cooked I cannot eat it? Come on. Where are you bringing all these things? Be a little bit lenient with us. Cannot. It's enough for us that we don't get in a car on Shabbat. Isn't it enough? Look, my friends are all driving on Shabbat. At least I don't drive. So you are a little bit less worse than your friend. That doesn't mean you're in the right way. Still far away from the truth. Don't live in illusion just because you do 10% less sins than your average friends that you're righteous. You are less wicked than them. You're far away from being righteous. You are far away from fulfilling your obligation and your mission. Just the fact that your friend killed 10 people every month and you only kill 8 doesn't make you a kosher person. You understand the analogy that I just gave? You are making less sins than him. That's true, which is already better. You are far away from the requirements, and that's what people are sometimes living in a dream. I'm okay. My friends do much worse than me. At least I don't do what they do. That's the point. So, יראת חטא ימאסו. האמת תהיה נהדרת. You cannot find the truth anywhere. Almost everyone is a liar. Everyone is an actor. Everyone is pretending. Hey, how are you? Yeah, well, like you just turned around. I wish I killed this guy. How are you, officer? Yeah, it's been a long time I haven't seen you. Oh, my mother-in-law is here. How are you, mom? Mwah, mwah. As soon as she leaves the house, didn't I tell you not to invite your parents ever here again? You have to choose me or your mother. You just kissed her. What do you expect me to do? Funny people live in a lie. נערים פני זקנים ילבינו. The youth, the young generation will be very disrespectful for the older people. No respect whatsoever. In the old days, when I was a kid, an old man got on a bus, everybody rise. Come on, come, sit, Saba, come here, grandpa, come, have a seat. No, I'm okay. No, come. No. People fighting, who's going to give him the chair? Today, this is how it is in Israel. You get on a bus, 5 earrings here, 5 earrings there, 5 tattoos on your forehead. You come, hey, old man, old pa, get up, I'm tired. What do you mean? It's my chair. Get up before I give you one. Okay, no problem. I get up. He sits, smoke his cigar. Excuse me, can you put your cigarettes off? Shh, don't look at me. That's the way it is every day. Go on the buses, see if I'm exaggerating or not.
Really?
Yes, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. You cannot talk to them. Full of drugs, alcohol. Half of them are not even Jewish. They came from Russia. Amalek, Zera Amalek. Zera Amalek. They have the blood of Hitler inside their body. What do you think? All this KKK, all these Nazi movements in Israel, they have in Israel. In Israel, they have Nazis in Israel. Who brought them? The Israeli government. Why? Why they went to bring 800,000 goyim to Israel? That they are in their blood. They are anti-Semites in their blood. What? Why? That the religious Baalei Tshuva will not become the majority. Because then they vote for the government. They're the one from 120 seats in the Knesset that 40, 50 of them will be religious. Then every move you have to make, you need the permission from the religious people to move. They are half of the government. So what are we going to do? Instead of 5 million citizens, let's bring another million. These million are not religious. Like this, we have another 20, 30 years that we don't have to worry about the religious people. What's going to happen in 20 years when it's going to be another million Baalei Tshuva? They'll go and bring another 2 million goyim. Until we will wonder why the country is destroyed. The country is destroyed because there's no Jews left. Everyone is a goy. They marry these girls. The kids are not Jewish. The majority of the people are not Jewish. Why should God help us? Why? We're going to become the minority. We're going to have 6, 7, 10 million people. 70% of them goyim. You understand? And that's why we look like this. Even in the army today, from every few soldiers that you see standing in a bus stop, 1 or 2 is not Jewish. Not Jewish. All Romanian, Thailandi, Russian, all kinds of things. From all kinds of countries. They came there when they're young. They joined the army. Arabs, Druze. Many are not Jewish. Why should they die for the land? They don't care. If somebody else will occupy the land, they'll live there the same way. If Syria will occupy Israel, they'll still have good life. The Arabs, they stay there. If Egypt will take over, they stay there. If Egypt will take over, we'll be destroyed. They won't leave us alive. They're not going to give us rights like we give them. They'll destroy us in a minute. They won't be able to wait a week, these cruel people. Ishmael. Torah says, Ishmael pere Adam. Yado bakol veyad kolbo. Everything cruel in this world, Ishmael has a part in it. Who is Ishmael today? Who? All the Middle East. Everybody is Ishmael there almost. So the Gemara say, האמת תהיה נהדרת, נערים פני זקנים ילבינו. The old people will be shaking from the young people. זקנים יעמדו בפני קטנים. Before the youth will open their mouth, the old person is already getting up. Here, you can have my chair. As soon as he sees him, he's nervous. You don't know, there's not even one day in Israel that young people don't go and rob old people. They tear their chains away, they steal their money, they beat them up. They show in Israel in the newspapers, you can't believe what they do. Mamash, no mercy whatsoever. They take old people, they beat them up, 78 years old, they break their bones like this to steal $100 from them. Why? Drugs. He'll do it for his mother. You think he cares? This is the situation. The Gemara predicted all that. Against all odds. Now another thing. Ben menabel av. Kids don't give respect to their parents. The father calls his son to come. He doesn't come. He ignores him. He tells him do this. He turns around. The boy leaves it alone. Don't do. Everything he does the opposite. He doesn't listen. I'm not talking that the kids steal from their parents and do other things and embarrass them in public and all kinds of things like this. I'm not talking about this. I'm saying Ben, the Gemara says, menabel av, cursing his father. His father says something in public, no, you're a liar. That's not true. You don't keep your promise. You promise and you don't keep it. In front of people. Don't say that you did it. He did it. It's not you. Things like this. You see it all the time. When? 20, 30 years ago, did you see such a thing? Did you see it? Even by the Goyim. Tony Montana, the Italian, when he walked into his house, all his children turn around to the side like this, like soldiers. Mafia, you know, they give respect to the sandak, to the head. Kala bat kama be'ima. Daughters disrespectful to their mothers. Don't want to help, don't want to cook, don't want to clean, don't want to take the garbage out. Wants to play all day and sleep and do nothing. Come help, help. No, what do you mean? I'm only 15. I don't want to help. Well, what is this? I'm not the maid. Get another maid. Get another maid. Very easy. Kala b'chamota. Mother-in-law will be the biggest enemies for the wives. Just do not invite your mother-in-law. I'll do everything for you. I'll be the best wife. I just don't want to see her. I'm telling you, if you bring her here, I'm leaving. One day you come, you won't see me here. Once in a blue moon, you see a daughter that loves her mother-in-law and wait for her to come. Oh, when is your mother coming already? It's been a week since she's been here. Usually, oh, your mother is driving me crazy. Everything I do is wrong. Thy food is not good. The way I take care of the kids is not good. She has a comment about everything. She's destroying my life. I didn't marry your parents. I married you. If I knew your mother is like this, you think I would marry you? But now I'm stuck. One guy wanted to send a gift to his mother-in-law. So he said to his wife, listen, I cannot stand your mother, but I got to send her a gift. It's, I mean, she's hinting that she wants to give. So I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to try to buy her chandelier. She said that she needs a chandelier, right? I got the hint. Okay, you're coming with me? She said, okay, let's go. So they go to the store. She said to the guy, how much is this chandelier? He said, oh, that's $5,000. What is the cheapest one you have? The cheapest one you have over here is $1,200. It's still too much. So you know what? I have an idea. I see that you have a chandelier over there broken to pieces. So yeah, what about this? So can I get that? So yeah, you can get that. Oh, it's all broken. What are you going to do with that? He said, listen, do me a favor. Just take all these pieces, put it in a box. I'll give you the address of my mother-in-law. Send it to her. When she's going to call, I'm going to say, we bought you a beautiful chandelier. What's happening is she's going to see it's broken. I'm going to tell her the UPS broken. It's not my problem. Like this, I get away with another year without buying her anything. So here, I give you $20 for putting it in a box. He said, okay, no problem. It's better. I wanted to get rid of all these broken pieces. Then 2 days later, he get a phone call from his mother-in-law. You got the chandelier we sent for you? It cost me $2,000. You spend on me $2,000, you liar. Well, it's all broken. What do you want from me? The UPS broke it. The UPS? If the UPS broke it, please tell me why every piece is wrapped in a paper. The fool took every broken piece and put it in a paper. Anyway, so now, Oivei ish anshe beto. The enemies of the person is his own family. His children, his daughters, his brothers, his sisters, his parents sometimes, his wife. Everywhere he go, he has problem. First, he has an hour a day to fight with his wife. Then 5 hours a day with his children. This guy wants to go to camp, but I cannot afford it. I don't care. Everyone goes. If I'm not going, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's afraid. Oh, don't beat me up. 1 second, let me hide under the bed. Oivei ish anshe beto. Pnei ador kepnei hakelev. The face of the generation like the face of the dog. One day I come home, I get a brochure from AT&T. Are they still in business, AT&T? Yeah? Okay, so I get a brochure from AT&T. A nice catalog. Unbelievable. A man and a dog. A man and a dog. A man and a dog. The owners of the dogs sending a picture to AT&T to show that they are twins. The man and the dog, twins. The same beard, the same ears, the same everything. So now they're showing how the owners and the dogs are exactly identical. And they brag about it. The Gemara says the face of the people will look like their dogs. Why? Haircuts, weird, all kinds of weird haircuts, bald, leaves a little bit here, 5 antennas on his head, one side he has hair, the other side is bald, all kinds of weird things. You never saw such things. All of a sudden he has a beard all the way to the ground. Such strange things you see today. Sometimes you look at people, you wonder, this is people or not? They don't look like people. It's really weird. It's not only their face would look like dogs, it's their behaving will be like dogs. Whenever in a previous generation you saw a man that needs to go to the bathroom stand in front of 1 million people in a subway and make his bathroom. How are you doing, man? When? In the time of the Gemara, anybody would have the nerve to do such a thing? You drive on a Palisades Parkway on a Sunday, there's a long line, people cannot wait anymore, they need bathrooms, so they park the car on the side of the road and they go to the bathroom. All they have to do is to make 5 steps to go down into the bushes. Guess what? They don't go into the bushes. They make with the face to all the people, like this. It stands like this. Everybody with the cars, look at him. These people have no problem. They're much like animals. You wonder to yourself, how can it be? How can it, if he didn't have, what is he going to do? 5 steps. Go into the trees. No, it doesn't go into the trees. It doesn't go into the trees. You know why? He became worse than a dog. A dog, when he goes into the bathroom, he covers it. He doesn't cover it. He doesn't care. Leave it there. Why? That's what it is. פני הדור כפני הכלב. הבן אינו מתבייש מאביו. The son has no embarrassment at all from his father. Hey, old man, old pa. In America it became a fashion. People don't call their parents Abba or Dad or Father. They call him with his name. Hey, Moshe. You're coming with me? You're giving me a ride? Moshe, I need a ride. Call your Abba Abba. What do you mean Abba? His name is Moshe. Yes, I went to some places. I saw even in Israel, people call their parents with their name. With their name. No respect at all. Al mi yesh lanu leishaen, and in the end, since we're in such a terrible situation, who do we have to count on? Only Avinu Shabbat only Hashem. If He wants to have mercy on us, He's going to save us from this misery. If not, what are we going to do? So this is the signs the Gemara gave, remember, close to 2,000 years ago. That's going to be the signs before Mashiach comes. And remember, if those things were logical, then you say, well, they guessed. They saw that it's happening here and there. So they gave a guess, and they got successful in their guess. But it's impossible to guess, because none of these things, even in the warning of Russia, of the communism, 81 years ago. So you say, when they collapse and they're starved, you will know that's another sign before Mashiach comes. There are many, many great books that the Kabbalists wrote over the generation that they gave interesting signs before Mashiach comes.
Who's the author of the book?
I think it's Rav Yaffe. I think his last name was Yaffe. I'm not sure. It's called Achanat Halev Letfilah. Preparation of the heart for davening. Time is up. Any questions before we finish? Yeah.
Who's going to lead the idolatrous nations?
Who's going to lead?
Who's going to lead the idolatrous nations?
All the nations? I don't know. It says that they're all going to make one hand and they're all going to attack Israel. Remember, the Arabs and the Christians will fight for a while now. But eventually they'll make a peace. They turn together against Israel. And you know what? It seems that it's going to happen in a year from now. Why? Until now, all the presidents were anti-Arab. Now there's a president who already announced that he wants to make peace with Iran. He wants to make peace with the Arabs. He doesn't want to fight against terrorism in the way that they did it until now. You don't know what's going to happen. Remember, his roots is Muslim. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm guessing, but it's now more logical. 5 years ago, if you would say America will turn with the Arabs against Israel, it doesn't make sense. Now it's starting to make sense. Starting to make sense. I'm not talking besides that remember, this country is going bankrupt now. America is collapsing. What happened in Russia, it's going to be 1,000,000 times worse here. The banks are collapsing, everything. All the American make car, GM and General Motors, all these companies, they're all going bankrupt. Ford, this is the heart of America. Once this company go one after the other down, they'll kill us on the streets here. You don't know what's going to happen. They're going to knock on your door, hey Jew, get out. I want to take you. You're not going to be able to do anything. Because remember, in their nature, it's not even in their hand. Esav soneh leYaakov. The question is, what happened in Germany happened in a very short period of time. They started to make all kinds of rules. Now they're going to say in the beginning foreigners. The next thing they're going to say Jews. It's all depend on their guts. How much guts they're going to have. Every month they're going to make something new and they see the public response. Oh, it's not so bad. They're going to make another rule and another rule. Before you realize, you're not going to be able to walk on the street. You understand? It happens in history many, many times. In Russia, in Germany, in other places. What makes us guarantee that it won't happen here? We don't have any guarantee. Israel is shaky. America is even more shaky. We have nowhere to run. We have only one thing to do. To make strong tshuva, repentance, start behaving like according to the Torah, and the rest is not in my hand. I live, I die, it doesn't matter. I have to do what God told me. I have to keep Shabbat 100%. To learn Torah every day 100%. To stop lying and cheating and stealing 100%. To dress modestly. I have a wife, I have to make sure she dresses modestly, not $5,000 a week that looks worse than a Goya on a beach. She has to be modest, like my grandmother. She knew better than us what's modest. We think we know better, but believe me, in the old generations, in Bukhara, in Kafkaz, in all these places, they knew 1,000,000 times better than today how to be righteous. Today the people, they lost even common sense, what's good and what's bad. Sometimes people fight with you. What do you mean? It's much nicer. It's much holier, such a wig, than your wife that she covered her head like this. It's better to look like this. Yes, that 5,000 psychos on the street looks at his wife every day. It's better. No modesty. Why? It's not convenient. It's not in style. What do you mean not to steal in a business? The whole business is based on stealing. You got to cheat the bank. How are you going to get mortgage? You're going to tell the bank that this guy has this and he doesn't have money in his account. He's taking money from his father. He puts it in the account for a month. Then get the loan. Then they take the money back. They do all these things. They forge the jewelry. They change the names. It's 14 karat gold. They made it 24. All these tricks that the people do. In the end, we're going to pay the price for it. You cannot escape the truth of God. With Hashem, it's 100%, not 99%. If we're going to stick to the laws 100%, then we really don't have to worry anymore what's going to happen. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Thank you very much. Good night. Okay. Thank you very much.